Everybody. It's been a little while. Thanks for coming out and covering our guys today. One of the things I'm going to ask is if we could just keep everything about these guys today. It's their day. It's their pro day. When we do our pre-spring presser, I'll make sure I address all the new hires and all that stuff. But I would just ask that we keep it about our guys that are having their big day here at their pro day. So I'll gladly answer anything. I'm really thrilled for these guys. These are the guys who really started to rebuild this football program 5 years ago, and now their time has come and their opportunity to show the teams in the National Football League what they're capable of. And certainly they've put it on tape, but now this is a part of the process. So I'm excited for them and anxious to be able to get out there and watch them. But before we do that, I'll answer anything that I can for you. Again, I appreciate all of you coming out here and covering it.
Greg, I remember the first pro day that you guys had after you came back. You said that you wanted to build it back up again to the way it was towards the end of your first stint here. The fact that you have all 32 teams here represented, the quality of guys who are out here, do you feel like you're getting closer to that point?
Yeah, we're in the right direction, right? If you think back to when Ray and all those guys were coming out, we had every team, we had GMs, we had head coaches. And that when you see that, that's when you know you're all the way back. But we're getting there. We're heading in the right direction.
Greg, you coached a lot of talented offensive linemen over the years in the NFL and the college level. Where does Holland Pierce kind of rank among that group?
Holland's a really, really good offensive lineman. He's made himself. You talk about a self-made guy. He's made himself. Coach Flatz has helped a lot too, but and Jay Butler for that matter, and the nutrition staff. But it's been a community effort, but one that we're just thrilled about. I mean, I really believe this guy's going to go to the National Football League and play for a long time, and he's got that kind of ability.
Coach, just some of your thoughts about some of the defensive players you've coached. You got a lot of them here tonight, specifically Aaron Lewis as well as Ryan Longerbean. Just what do you think about their chances moving forward?
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a lot of defensive prospects that are working today, and to avoid singling any one of them out, I think there's a lot of guys that are going to be able to play in that league. I don't know who they'll be. That's going to be, up to them and up to the club they get selected by. But there's really good, talented players out there, and I'm anxious to see them do well today.
I was talking to some of the coaches about Shaquan Loyal, coach, being expected to be a guy that really turns up today and has a good day. Talk a little bit about his career here, coach, and what he's meant to the program.
Shaquan has been a really, really steady performer for us over the years and probably has not received the credit that he deserves. And I do think he's going to be a really good football player at the next level. He's got all the traits. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's football. He's really got a great feel for the game, and he's a durable guy too. He's played through pain, yet he's been able to be out there on the field almost every week.
Coach, Monangai has been one of the most productive running backs in Rutgers history. Can you talk about not only his rushing ability, but his willingness to pass protect and how that could translate to the NFL?
Yeah, Kyle's a complete back. He also can catch. He does it all. And the best part about Kyle is he's such an intelligent football player. There's times you could see where he's changing the protections. He's beating the quarterback to the punch. And, for me, that's a guy who's just an incredibly bright guy, period, but a really, really bright football player. And then you put his physical skills in addition to that, someone's going to get a really, really good back that can do it in that league for a long time.
And Coach Robert Longerbeam, obviously a name we know here on the Banks. Maybe not a lot of scouts knew before the combine, but had himself a good combine. What do you have to say about what he did during that time and what he's done during his time here?
Yeah, Robert's been a great football player for us. He is a guy that understands the game of football inside and out. He's got really good physical abilities. He's getting bigger as he gets older, and that's going to help him be more durable in that league. But without a doubt, he's a really good cornerback, and he's done so much for our program. Really just a very, very intelligent football player. Coach's son, and you see it every day.
Greg, when the football coach in you, does it drive you crazy when you hear people like Kyle's 40-yard dash time gets knocked? Oh, he ran a 4.6, got to move him dead boards. But I assume most coaches are tape guys. What does he show on tape, and what do you tell scouts when they see that 40-yard dash time?
Yeah, I mean, I understand guys that are looking for that trait, right? I just hope there's enough teams that are looking for the trait that he has, and he's a really good football player who's not slow. He's just not a burner, right? He's not going to go out there and run 4.4. But, very rarely do you see backs run the long runs, right? He's sudden, and he's got short area quickness that's rare, great vision, and as I said earlier, just an incredibly bright football player. So he's going to make somebody's team, and he's going to make them a very happy team because he's going to do great things for him.
Powell, I think it says what the NFL thought about him, that he was at the combine even though he couldn't do anything. What do you see in him, as far as getting back to the level he was at late in his 2 years ago season?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head with Tyreem. Tyreem sacrificed for our program last year. He went out there and he played not fully recovered, oftentimes in pain, and it wasn't the same guy you saw on tape in 22 and 23. I even told him, I said, Tyreem, we're shutting you down at one point in the year. I said, it's not fair to put that film out of you. I mean, this guy, we're talking about a day 2 pick before he gets hurt in the Indiana game, right? And to see that, I felt awful. But you know what? He is such a team player. He said, no, Coach, I am playing. And he did it for his teammates. He did it for this program. And he will be back. Sometimes that injury takes a little while to recover from. But he's an incredibly tough guy and a really, really good football player. He's got all the measurables. Whoever gets him is getting a steal.
Greg, talk about team players. Keontae Hamilton, how special can he be?
Yeah, I think Keontae's he's an NFL player. I mean, he's strong, he's tough, he's durable, intelligent, and you throw all that, he's an even better person than he is a football player. I just think he is again, these are guys that I think are really good prospects, guys that are going to play in that league, so I'm excited for them.
Greg, with Robert Longerbeam, where have you seen him make the biggest strides during your time coaching him?
Well, he's gotten much bigger. He's still not a giant, right? But, I mean, he's plenty tall and long. He's got to keep putting the weight on, right? It's a physical game that we coach and play, and he's doing that. You can see his progress as he's trained just for this and not had to worry about school and those things. He's put on a good, solid 6 or 7 pounds, and he'll continue to do that as he matures physically. But as far as a football player goes, he's been tremendous. I mean, he understands the game. He understands playing defensive backs and the finer points. I think he's going to be a pro, and he's going to be a pro for a while.
You talk about this being a developmental program. How important are these days 32 NFL teams here, 45 personnel members, towards kind of the culture and the DNA of the program?
Well, I think it's hugely important. I mean, these guys come here with that being one of their dreams. And my job and our staff's job is to take them from where they are to where they want to be. And when we don't do that, I feel bad. I feel like, why weren't we able to get this guy to perform at the level that we at one point thought he was capable? But for this group, there's a lot of them that actually performed really well on tape, and now they're getting a chance to do what is ultimately a job interview, right, on the spot. And I'm praying for them that they can just relax and go do their thing.
Des is going to be a guy who I think is going to have some really good measurables. What have you seen from him, and how can that translate to the next step?
Who was that?
Des Igbinosun.
Oh, Des, yeah. Yeah, I think, I have not heard how his training's been going, so hopefully he'll do well today in testing. There's so many different data points when you're evaluating college football players. The testing, the numbers, the measurables, certainly one of them. It's not everything. So it's tape, it's these data points, it's the person getting to know him, what kind of fit he is for the organization. And I've explained to these guys that it is a lengthy process. The NFL puts in millions and millions and millions of dollars to do that. And our guys, I think, are well prepared to represent themselves.
We'll go to Todrick and Chris to finish.
Coach, you've had some great running backs here. What do you think about the resurgence of the running back position in the NFL? Those guys getting paid. Obviously, you had Ray. Now you've got Kyle.
Yeah, it's starting to make the swing back, right? At one point, it was almost, hey, you just plug whoever in there. I've never believed that to be true. And, I hope we have some good running backs in our program right now, so I'm anxious to see them continue to grow and follow in the footpath of, you had Pop out here today supporting his guys, and to have Kyle here, and we have some young ones in the program that I think are going to follow in their footsteps. So excited about that.
What are some of the young guys that you feel have similar traits to Kyle when it comes to running?
Yeah, right now we got a bunch of them, and I'm going to let them play it out. But we'll see. There's a lot of good ones. We'll see who rises to the top.
Final question. It's obviously been several
under the radar guys who have come out of Rutgers and gone on to have nice NFL careers. I mean, I guess what does that say about their readiness, their preparedness for when they leave this program to go on to the NFL to sustain what it takes to be successful there?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'll tell you, we take pride in how we prepare our guys for that, but we also take pride for how we prepare them for the real world, right? And the National Football League is very, very demanding, but it's not the real world, right? I mean, it's an elite group of performers at what they do, so it's certainly competitive and demanding. But we prepare them, I think, from a football standpoint, but more importantly from a mental toughness standpoint that's going to allow them to succeed in life at whatever they do and be good husbands and good fathers, because you're going to come up against adversity. And how you handle it is really going to define who and what you are. And I think our guys are prepared for that. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the job our coaches do for them. And today, for these guys, it's quite a culmination of a lot of hard work. Again, guys, thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. And hopefully our guys will put up some great numbers today. Thanks.